So the gonad vagina in female, it is ovary, and in male it is okay. In male gonads are testes, and in female gonads are ovaries. It is so many times. Forget.
Madam, voice is breaking.
Still, voice is breaking.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is good.
Is it okay now?
Huh. Okay, madam. You talk, madam. Let me see that is it voice will be breaking or not.
Okay. So what I was telling that um, testes in male and ovaries in female are the um, primary sex organs. Or what are those? Those are known as gonads, right? So, till where we covered yesterday?
Ma'am, we cover up to female reproductive system.
Hmm. Not female reproductive system. We were doing male reproductive system,
You are
right?
explaining about testis, madam.
Yes. So, test is completed yesterday.
No, madam. In detail, you not told that coil-like structure. You basic you have told.
Okay. Okay. So, see here, this is the structure. Test here. And, so the tibule.
Again, we are not
And
hearing, madam.
now what can I do? I
I think
have
you can.
phone.
I can understand, madam. There, I think so. Network issue. I think so.
I'm sitting outside my room.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I
And
think
what
so. Network issue. I can understand.
oh, now is it okay, right? When I am talking extra
Okay, madam. Okay.
from
If you whenever it strikes, na we will say you
okay. So
because whatever you say, na we it will not voice only. It will not come. Madam. That's why.
I can understand it happens. So yes, in this picture you can see in this orange color lobules are present, and inside those lobules seminiferous tubules are present. Convoluted, highly convoluted seminiferous tubules. Convoluted means you can see they are not straight. They are convoluted means they are not straight. They are um, inside the lobule. They are just put it down in any manner. So then you can see the epididymis. Epididymis is this one. This is the head of epididymis. You can see leveled here. Epididymis is collecting sperms from disseminiferous tubules, and then from epididymis, vas deferens or different duct is collecting the sperms. So this is the testis. Okay. Now here you can see how sperms are getting generated. Okay, inside the tubule. Now, what is epididymis? Epididymis is a sperm that produced from the testes are immature and unable to fertilize. Therefore, epididymis performs maturation of sperm. Okay. During sexual stimulation, epididymis transports the sperm into different duct. So, when it is produced, when the sperm is produced in scrotum, it is not matured. When it comes to epididymis, it gets matured. And what is different duct or vas deferens? The different duct transports mature sperm to urethra, the tube that carries urine to sperm to outside of the body. Now here this line is for urethra, the tube that carries urine or sperm to outside of the body in preparation of ejaculation. And what is the line for different duct? This is the different duct transports mature sperm to the urethra. This one particular line. Okay. Next is ejaculatory ducts. These are formed by union of different duct and seminal vesicle. The ejaculatory ducts transport the sperms to urethra. Okay. So these are formed by union of different duct and seminal vesicles. So, what is ejaculatory duct? Ejaculatory duct is when the both ducts are mixed. Seminal vesicle and this vas deferens or different duct. When these two is when different duct and seminal vesicle, these two are uniting, that is forming ejaculatory duct. Now finally, urethra. The urethra is the tube that carries urine from the bladder to outside the body. In male, it has the additional function of ejaculate semen when man reaches orgasm. Okay, so urethra basically function about urine, passing the urine from bladder to outside body. One additional function is to pass the sperm during sexual intercourse. Now, what are the accessory glands in male for reproduction? The accessory glands secrete liquid portion of semen. The sperm containing fluid called semen, which is produced during ejaculation. The accessory glands are seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. These three are accessory glands in male reproduction. What are those? Seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland. Okay, here in this picture you can see seminal vesicle, prostate gland, and bulbourethral gland is not present here. We will see that also. Okay, so these three are the accessory glands of male reproduction. Now, what are seminal vesicles? The seminal vesicles are sac-like pouches that attach to vas deferens. The another name of vas deferens was
Seminal vesicle.
no.
Bulbo.
Different.
Yes, different duct. What was the different function of different duct? It was carrying sperm from epididymis, right? See here. See here. This is the portion structure of a testis, right? Here, sperms are getting generated, and all the sperms are getting collected to epididymis. This is the head of epididymis. Okay, this is the head of epididymis. So this whole long portion is epididymis. Okay. Now, when sperms are coming to epididymis, sperms are getting matured. And after getting matured, the sperms are being collected by different duct or vas deferens, and it carries sperms to urethra. Okay, got it?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, after coming to the different dog, then where it will go?
It is after coming to different ducts, it is uniting with seminal vesicle. Okay, that is what we have read here. Yes, this ejaculatory duct. When the when the different duct and seminal vesicle is uniting, after then it is known as ejaculatory duct. Like Ganga, Bhagirathi and Alaknanda is uniting and forming Ganga, right? Like that only, when different duct and seminal vesicle is uniting, that is forming ejaculatory duct.
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Uh, Now, this ejaculatory duct is continuing to urethra. Urethra is finally delivering the sperm out of the body. And the accessory glands in male reproduction are seminal vesicle and prostate gland and bulbourethral gland. And seminal vesicles are sac-like pouches that attach to vas deferens. Now tell me, what is the another name for vas deferens?
Different dog.
Yes. The seminal vesicle produce a fructose-rich fluid that provide a source of energy for sperm motility. Okay, so what do this seminal vesicle do? Seminal vesicle produce a fructose-rich fluid that provide a source of energy for sperm motility. Fructose is a form of what you have learned about diet and nutrition, right?
Yes, ma'am. Fructose can get from the fruits.
Yes, it is a form of carbohydrate, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
fructose fructose is a type of carbohydrate, form of carbohydrate. So seminal vesicle produce fructose rich fluid which provides source of energy for sperm motility. The fluid of seminal vesicle makes up most of the volume of man's ejaculatory fluid, that is semen. Okay, so seminal vesicles are producing this fluid, fructose rich fluid, that is providing most of the volume of ejaculatory fluid, right? So next is prostate gland. The prostate gland is located below the urinary bladder. The prostate gland secretes semen to permit sperm motility. Prostate fluids also help for nourishment of sperm. So the fluid produced by prostate gland that helps in sperm motility and nourishment of sperms. Okay. Next is bulbourethral glands. They are also known as Cooper's glands, located on the sides of urethra just below the prostate gland. Okay, just prostate gland is located below the urinary bladder. Okay, prostate gland is located just below the urinary bladder, and these bulbourethral glands are located below prostate glands. Okay, these glands produce a clear, slippery fluid that empties directly into urethra. Okay, so bulbourethral glands are producing a slippery fluid that is directly coming to urethra. This fluid serves to lubricate the urethra and neutralize any acidity that may be present due to residual drops of urine in the urethra. Okay, so what the bulbourethral glands are doing, they are producing a slippery fluid which is directly coming to urethra, which is lubricating the urethra, and one more important function is they are neutralizing the acidity. If any um, if any residual drops of urine is present in urethra, then this fluid will neutralize that acidity of urine and lubricate the urethra. Next, finally, semen. Semen is an alkaline, milky, sticky fluid containing mixture of sperm cells, secretion of seminal vesicles, prostate, and bulbourethral glands. Okay, so when all the mixture is getting mixed, then we call it semen. Sperms with seminal vesicle, fluids of seminal vesicle, fluids of prostate gland, and fluids of bulbourethral gland. So the mixture of all these is known as semen. The semen transports provide nutrients to the sperms in male urethra and female vagina. It provides a transport medium for swimming sperm. Okay, so sperms are swimming in semen. The typical ejaculation is 2.5 to 5 ml in volume. Normal sperm count is 50 to 150 million per liter. Okay. Next is composition of semen. The semen is comprised of fructose, antibiotics. Don't need to go in such details. Just go through the slide, have the concept, and leave it. This is a bit. This is too detailed. Okay. See the structure of sperm. It is having a head. It is having a body and a long tail. Now, sperm production begin at puberty. Puberty begins at teenage in 10 to 14 years of age generally, and millions of sperms are formed each day in the testes. Okay, millions and millions of sperms are formed each day in testes. Sperms mature at the rate of 13 million, 300 million per day, and once released cannot survive more than 48 hours within female reproductive tract. A sperm cell is composed of head, a midpiece, and tail. So what we are getting from this point, that millions of sperms are produced each day, and about 300 millions of sperms mature each day. About 300 millions of sperms mature each day. Once released, they cannot survive more than 48 hours. 48 hours means 2 days. Once they are released from male body, they cannot survive more than 2 days in female body. A head contains the nuclear material, DNA, and lysosome like structure called acrosome, which contains enzyme hyaluro- hyaluronidase and proteinase that help in penetration of sperms in female egg. So the head portion is containing nucleus, and that is the portion from where the genetic material, that is the DNA, is getting transformed. Okay, and this is the single cell only, right? Sperm and ovum are single cells. So they are containing nucleus and other properties of cell. So these in sperm, lysosome like structure is also present, which contains some enzymes that helps in penetration of sperm in female egg. Now here you can see a detailed structure of sperm, midpiece containing mitochondrion. You can see here in this picture, the middle portion is carrying mitochondria, provide ATP, energy for movement of sperm in female reproduction. The tail helps to propel the sperms along its way. Obviously, tail will help for the motility. Okay. Now, puberty. Puberty is the development of secondary sexual characteristics in male at the age of 14 to 15 years due to increased secretion of growth hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and testosterone. Okay, so these are the hormones produced by which gland?
Pituitary.
Yes, very good. So pituitary is producing growth hormone, follicular stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and testosterone hormone. And because of high production of these hormones, puberty comes in this age. Physical and psychological maturity changes are as follows: increase the rate of production and maturation of sperms in testes. Okay, at this age, at the puberty, increase the production of and maturation of sperms in testes. The process is known as spermatogenesis. Enlarge of testis and penis, increased in size of prostate gland, seminal vesicles, and bulbourethral gland, enlargement of larynx, and thickening of vocal cords result in deep voice. So these are the changes in male only. Okay, so what happens in puberty? All the sex organs are getting matured, they are getting enlarged, and the voice box in male is getting larger, and the vocal cords are getting um, vocal cords are getting thickened, and because of those thick vocal cords, voice in male get harsh. Okay, and some other factors also we can see in male puberty, that the growth of facial hair, that is beard, chest, underarm, abdomen, and pubis. Here in this area grows in puberty. Growth of muscle and bone and mark increased in height and weight. During puberty, these things also increase. What are those? Muscle, bone, height, and weight. Increased protein synthesis in skeletal muscles. Okay, in male, protein synthesis increases in skeletal muscles. The skin thickens and become more oily. It stimulates aggressive behavior. It controls the development, growth, and maintenance of male sex organs. It stimulates sex drive and desire. So, these are the changes we can mark in a male during puberty. Now, what are the disorders? First is male infertility. Infertility is an inability to fertilize a secondary oocyte when the sperm count falls below 20 million per ml of female in male. Male is considered to be infertile. So, what is happening actually? The sperm count is getting lower. Okay. So, male fertility requires production of adequate quantities of normal sperm count by testes. Transportation of sperm through ducts are satisfactory deposition in vagina. The main causes of male infertility include X-rays, infections, malnutrition, significantly higher than normal temperature of scrotum. These factors may cause degenerative changes and produce male infertility. So, what are the factors? X-rays, infections, malnutrition, significantly higher than normal temperature of scrotum.
Ma'am, X-rays means what?
X-rays means X-rays. We are when we have any problem regarding bone, then we get X-rays, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are the X-rays. Those when we do an X-ray, then we face a highly radioactive rays, and those are very damaging for our body. We just get to once or twice, or never if you are very fit. But those who are working with that laboratory, those medical persons who are doing x-ray of every patient, for them it is very risky to work there, because those x-rays are very harmful for our body. And one more disorder is impotency. Impotency is inability of penis erection. Means the penis do not erect when it needs to erect long enough, erection long enough for sexual intercourse. Yes. So impotency is the inability of penis erection. Such male is considered to be impotent. It may be due constriction of blood sinus in penis. Means yesterday we have learned that there are so high sinuses in penis, blood sinuses. So if those blood sinuses are blocked, then blood flow will not be there in penis. So when blood flow is not there, it will not get an erection, and that is impotency. The main cause of impotency include diabetes, physical abnormality of penis, syphilis, neurological disturbances, testosterone deficiency, and certain medicines include alcohol, antidepressants, antihypertensive, narcotics. Next is, we will start now, female reproductive system. The female reproductive system includes external genitalia and internal genitalia, that is reproductive organs. Okay. Okay. So the term vulva refers to external genitalia of female, and following components comprise vulva. Okay. So these three are the components of external genitalia of female, and the external genitalia is commonly told as vulva. Now, what are these? Mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora. So, mons pubis, it is an elevation of adipose tissue covered by skin and coarse pubic hair that cushions the pubic symphysis. Okay, so mons pubis is elevated as adipose tissue which is covered by skin, and labia majora form the mons pubis. To longitudinal folds of skin are referred as labia majora. So labia majora can be seen from outside. They are covered by pubic hair and contain an adipose tissue. So the whole external genitalia of female is made up of adipose tissue, subcutaneous oil glands, and apocrine sweat glands. Next is labia minora. Medial to labia majora, two smaller folds of skin called labia minora. They are covered by many subcutaneous glands. Okay, so just below the labia majora, labia minora is present. These are also folds of skin, and these all are made up of adipose tissue. Next is clitoris. Clitoris is a small cylindrical mass composed of two small erectile bodies. The clitoris is located at the anterior junction of labia minora. Yes, anterior junction of labia minora. So, inside labia minora is present. So, when the labia minora is joining, above labia minora, clitoris is present, and clitoris is a small cylindrical mass composed of two smaller erectile bodies. Now vestibule, the region between labia minora is vestibule. Okay. So the region between labia minora is vestibule. Within the vestibule are hymen and the vaginal orifice, the external urethral orifice, and the openings of ducts of Bartholin's glands. Don't need to know in such detail. You will get confused. So the main internal structure of female are the vagina, the uterus, the ovaries, and the uterine fallopian tubes. Okay, so this is the structure of internal female reproductive system. So you can see here uterus, ovaries, fallopian tube, and cervix and vagina. Okay, so if you see that the two ovaries are present, and these two ovaries produce egg, and then the egg is matured in fallopian tube, and fertilization takes place in fallopian tube only. And when fertilization takes place, the zygote comes to uterus. Now, vagina. The vagina is a muscular tube about 4 inches long that extends from the cervix to vaginal orifice. It also known as birth canal. The vaginal opening is usually partially covered by a thin membrane called hymen. which is ruptured by first sexual intercourse. Okay, so vagina is a muscular tube that extends from cervix to vaginal orifice, and it is also known as birth canal because childbirth takes place through this canal only. The vaginal opening is usually partially covered by a membrane called hymen, which is ruptured when first sexual intercourse is taking place. Not only during first sexual intercourse, the hymen may break or hymen may get ruptured for so many reasons. If a girl is a very good dancer, during dancing hard, vaginal hymen can get ruptured. During if a girl is a very good sportsman, taking parts in sports, then hymen may rupture. If a girl is many many circumstances are there which can rupture the hymen because it is a very thin membrane. The vagina consists of three membranes. First is mucosa, second is muscularis, and third is adventitia. So mucosa is the inner layer, muscularis is the middle layer, and adventitia is the superficial layer. Okay. Now the functions of vagina. The functions of the vagina are to receive sperm from penis during sexual intercourse. It serves as a pathway of menstrual flow. So when the fertilization is not taking place and the uterus is prepared every month for fertilized egg, that is zygote, means uterus waits for a zygote every month. When fertilization is not taking place, zygote is not coming to uterus. At that time, the preparation of uterus, that is blood, preparation of uterus for receiving zygote was by thickening the walls of uterus by blood. When zygote is not coming to uterus, that blood is released every month, that is menstruation. Okay, so that blood is released from vaginal flow only, vaginal pathway only, vaginal canal only. It becomes the birth canal at the end of pregnancy. The vaginal mucosa after puberty secretes organic acids to create an acidic pH environment that helps to inhibit the growth of pathogens. Okay, so body has its own healing technique, its own techniques for protecting itself. So vaginal mucosa after puberty secretes organic acids. The vaginal mucosa secretes organic acids by itself only to protect the protect it from the environment, and it create a acidic environment which help to inhibit the growth of pathogens. Next is uterus or womb, or where we all were there before our birth. We all were there in our mother's womb before our birth, and that womb is uterus. The uterus is a hollow, pear-shaped organ that is the site of menstruation, the implantation and development of fetus during pregnancy. So, when fertilization is taking place, after then zygote is coming to uterus and it is developing as a fetus during pregnancy. The uterus is divided into two parts. The fundus is the upper portion above the entry of fallopian tubes, and body is the large central portion. The narrow lower end of uterus is cervix. So mainly it is divided into three parts: fundus, body, and cervix. Fundus is the uppermost part, body is the middle central portion, and cervix is the lower portion of vagina, lower portion of um, uterus, which is open to vagina. The mucus layer of cervix produces a secretion called cervical mucus. Generally, female of reproductive age secrete 20 to 60 ml of mucus per day. Now, here in this picture, you can see clearly ovary, fallopian tube, fundus of uterus, and the central body and the cervix. Okay, this is the portion of cervix which is opening to vagina. This is the portion of vagina. You can see here in this picture, well leveled, and cervix is the narrower portion of the bottom portion of uterus. So cervix is opening to vagina. Okay. Oh, now the wall of uterus is made up of three layers of tissue. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the wall of uterus is made up of three layers of tissue. That is peritoneum, myometrium, endometrium. Now the same things, peri, myo, and endo. Now tell me which one is outermost?
Very, madam.
Perimetric.
Yes. So peri is the outermost, myo is the middle one, and endo is the innermost. Same thing in case of uterus also. So peritoneum is the outermost layer, and myometrium is the middle layer of uterus. That is, myometrium is a smooth muscle layer. So this myometrium is made up of smooth muscles. Now tell me one property of smooth muscle.
Ma'am, stomach,
Yes,
stomach, or we can tell liver, smooth muscle.
smooth muscles are involuntary, right? You
Yes,
have
yes.
you have forgotten all those.
That we remember, but I think you are asking, tell me smooth muscles organs. I think.
Okay. So endometrium is the innermost layer, highly vascular endometrium. The endometrium is divided into two layers. The leave it. So the stratum functionalis is said approximately leave it. Now ovaries. The ovaries are small oval shaped glands that are located in the upper pelvic cavity on both sides of uterus. They are 2.5 to 3.5 semi long and 2 semi wide. Each ovary is attached to uterus by ovarian ligament. Okay. Each ovary is attached to uterus by ovarian ligament. Now in this picture you can identify ovarian ligament.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The sorry. The surface of an ovary is covered with germinal epithelium. The capsule of an ovary consists of connective tissue called tunica albugina. Leave it. You don't need to remember such detail. Before puberty, ovary consists of primordial follicles. At maturity, each primordial follicle develop into primary follicle. Leave it. So the primary follicle develops into secondary follicle. A mature secondary follicle with a mature egg is called Graphian follicle with secondary oocyte. which is lead for ovulation. So you don't need to know such detail. You can leave it. Now focus on ovulation. Ovulation is rupturing of follicle that release female egg near the fallopian tube. Okay, so what is ovulation? Ovulation is releasing of a female egg near the fallopian tube from ovary. Okay, the empty follicle converted into corpus luteum, which secretes estrogen and progesterone. The corpus luteum eventually degenerates into corpus albicans. So you know that progesterone and estrogen are produced by ovaries. Okay. Now function of ovary. Function of ovary is first and foremost is oogenesis. Now, what is oogenesis? Oogenesis or formation of female sex cells begins in the developing female fetus, where female stem cells called oogenia divide by mitosis to produce primary oocytes. Okay, so oogenesis means mainly formation of ovum. Oh, my battery is less than 5%. I think I have to stop here.
Okay.
So we will continue tomorrow from functions of ovary only. And सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति. Rub your palms. Put these palms on your facial muscles. Feel the warmth. Feel the energy. And open your eyes with a great smile for the beautiful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Lipalika, madam.
Yes, Kartik sir.
Madam, I need your contact number.
Contact number you can get from group. Okay, now
Ma'am,
yeah.
I will not able to recognize this is your number, that is your number, because we are regular students now. If you have any doubt, we can ask.
Sure, sure, sure.
If so
And
much doubts are there.
Okay, Kartik sir, I am giving you a personal message. Now recordings is going on.
Okay.
No?